Advanced Business Z. Level Check. The Long Tail.
Part 1. The long tail, as you hear it used today, is a term coined by Chris Anderson, editor of Wired magazine. It is based on the statistical curve called long-tail distributions. In his book, The Long Tail, Why the Future of Business is Selling Less of More, Anderson has brought to light how the technological era and e-commerce are changing today's marketing and business strategy. The theory of the long tail is that our culture and economy is increasingly shifting away from a focus on a small number of mainstream hit products and hit artists at the head of the demand curve and taking advantage of the huge number of niche markets in the tail of the curve. Although we still obsess over hits, they are not quite the economic force they once were. With this fundamental hypothesis, Mr. Anderson begins an important discussion about what happens when everything in the world becomes available to everyone. He says we live in a market of multitudes where millions of specialty items, which sell only a few copies each, could become more profitable as an aggregate than those few very popular items or hits in each industry, which sell millions. Most traditional brick-and-mortar businesses believed and followed the 80-20 rule, which states that 20% of your stock takes up 80% of your warehouse space. This means that you make 80% of your profit on just 20% of your products. Interestingly, the 80-20 rule also applies to your employees. For example, 20% of your staff will cause 80% of your problems, but another 20% of your staff will provide 80% of your sales and production. As Cyber Monday's e-commerce now outsells Shoppers Gone Wild on Black Friday in America, the 80-20 rule is tipping toward 50-50. When costs of production and distribution fall, and your storehouse is a bunch of servers, and your shipping is Wi-Fi, there is no longer a need to lump products and consumers into one-size-fits-all containers. In an era without the constraints of physical shelf space and other bottlenecks of distribution, narrowly targeted goods and services can be as economically attractive as mainstream fare.
Advanced